What's chirping, crickets? Welcome to another edition of Kim Takes On. I am the aforementioned Kim. Hi. And this is the previously mentioned and always adorable Terrence the Wonder Duck, my co-host. Say hello. He doesn't really talk very loud. He's very shy. So, what Kim is taking on this week is, I think it's a pretty interesting category. And if you have anything you'd like to add to it once you hear what it's about, platinumroselle@yahoo.com, and I will be totally willing to talk about what you'd like me to talk about on the show. When it comes to music, most songs, have a beginning, a middle, and end. You have the story of the song, boy meets girl, they fall in love, or whatever. And, if it's a country music song, usually girl cheats on boy, boy cheats on girl, boy goes off and gets drunk, girl goes off and finds somebody else, whatever. You know what they say about country music if you play it backwards, right? Your dog comes back, your wife comes back, your truck comes back. Sorry. Just joking around to all my country music fans out there. Hey. But what I'm getting to is that every song, mostly every song, has a beginning, a middle, and an end. There are exceptions, and that is what today's list is. Today is 5 songs that make you go, because they don't exactly have an end. Sometimes you're not entirely sure what the song is about because that's the way the artist wants it. And they keep it that way for decades. And you don't know what the song is about, or you're not sure what the song is about, or a whole bunch of people try to interpret what the song is about, and you get the musical version of a Robert Altman movie where everybody's like, well, no, you have to figure it out for yourself. Isn't that fun? Isn't that so much fun when that happens? Terrence really can't stand things like that. He's a very simple duck with very simple duck taste. But to begin, the first song I'd like to bring up is Yearbook by Hanson. And it may surprise some of you that, yes, Hanson has more music than Bob. And actually, they're a really great band, to be perfectly honest. We, meaning me and TC, my dear Sweetum Puddin, who puts up with my crap, have been to see Hanson several times, and they've always put on a great show. They've absolutely put on a wonderful show. And they have some really terrific songs. The funny thing is, if you go and listen to Mbop, it's one of those songs that has this really bouncy beat, but then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, wow, that's really not, that's kind of depressing. But what we're talking about right now is Yearbook, as I mentioned. Now, Yearbook is a song about a person who is coming to the end of their high school year and they're getting their yearbook signed by everybody. And we all went through this. I would think most of us did. I kind of look at high school like surviving a shark attack. I know I went through it, but it's just so horrible. I don't like to think about it at all. Anywho, but the whole thing of the song is they keep talking about this person who isn't in the yearbook, a young man named Johnny, that nobody seems to know what happened to Johnny, including the girl that was Johnny's girlfriend. She always seems very sad now. And the chorus of the song is, where did Johnny go? And this is repeated throughout the whole song, and all of the lyrics are about this mystery that nobody seems to know the answer to. What happened to Johnny? Where did he go? Did he, did someone cause him physical harm? Is he somewhere at the bottom of a well? Did he run off and join Cirque du Soleil? Was he kidnapped by UFOs? We don't know. And it's never brought up. Like the song hints that something happened to Johnny that was less than good. So we're going to assume that, Publishers Clearinghouse didn't show up at his door with a big old check saying you won like $1 billion or whatever. And there's this very obvious kind of conspiracy of silence around this whole situation. The funny thing is, the song Yearbook actually reminds me of a really great movie called Brick, which is a neo-noir or a hyper-noir film set in a high school. And if you've never seen Brick, oh my gosh, please check it out. It is an incredible film. One of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's best work. And I have to say, Yearbook is a really compelling song. So the first song that makes you go, is Yearbook by Hanson. All right. The next song that makes you go, is a song that has been speculated about for a very long time. And that song is Ode to Billie Joe by Bobbie Gentry. Now, this song actually did have a movie called Ode to Billie Joe, where they make it a little more clear in the movie because it's a movie and you can do that. It's very interesting the way this song is done. It's mostly done from the point of view of the young girl who is talking about her family sitting around at dinner, and it's mentioned very casually that this boy that they all know, this boy Billie Joe McAllister, jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge to his death. And the family just talks about it with this very blasé attitude, which the first time you hear the song, it's kind of like, wait, did they just really say that? They just said a young man killed himself, and nobody seems to be shocked or saddened by this. The mother in the family notices that the daughter is now suddenly just kind of poking at the food that she, made for dinner and stuff like that. And the mother also mentions that someone thought they saw the daughter and Billie Joe on the Tallahatchie Bridge throwing something into the water before Billie Joe took his fatal leap. And the end of the song is the singer is now a little older, not a lot older, but a little older, and her father has died. Her mother is in a depressive fog, for lack of a better term. Sounds like she's gone into a deep depression after her husband passed, and her brother has married and moved away. So she's the only one left, and she goes to the Tallahatchie Bridge and drops flowers in the water. Bobbie Gentry has never said what this song is about, as in what was thrown in the water. She basically has said that the song is about the casual cruelty of people when people are just. You have to wonder about the people that can sit around and talk about a young man's life ending, and they're just the dad's one comment is basically like, well, he was never really right in the head. Pass the potatoes. It's like, crying out loud, a person is dead and you don't even, it's like, I'm not saying that you have to rend your clothes and scream and pull your hair out for someone you might not know, but it is very upsetting that these people seem to be so blasé about a young person taking their life. As I said, the singer Bobbie Gentry has never said what was thrown in the water, and everybody has speculated, from here to Sunday and back, what was thrown in the water, and she won't say. The biggest speculation that I have seen from people and my own take on it, which I know nobody asked for. Well, speaking of things nobody asked for, how do you like the new hair? I got it done again because I just couldn't stand looking so like bleh. I wanted to get it done again. So what do you think? Anyway, my opinion about what was thrown in the water is possibly a child that maybe, because it was very obvious from the song and the way the singer is talking that she and Billie Joe had a relationship, at least a physical relationship, whether or not it was a deep emotional relationship, I don't know. And that perhaps a child was the result, and perhaps the child died, or something worse. I don't, you know, let's not go there because that's just way too dang dark. And they disposed of the remains, and Billy Joe couldn't take the guilt and ended his own life. As I said, we don't know. Never been said. And I don't know about you, but that's annoying. But it's, it keeps the song in people's minds when they hear it. They're like, oh, I remember that song. And did they ever find out? No. But people speculate. That's one thing people love to do as a species is speculate. When we don't get a direct answer, we love to speculate about what it was. What happened. Another song where the singer has been stubborn about not revealing what the song is completely about, Hazard from Richard Marx. So for everybody out there who thought, oh, Richard Marx sings all those sweet, sensitive songs, here's a good old-fashioned bucket of water to the face. Hazard is a creepy little ditty about a young man who lives in a small town and is basically treated very poorly by the people in town because of something in his mother's past that we're never really given a lot of information about. But that's kind of a small town thing, if you from Gene Pitney's A Town Without Pity forward, you've always had songs about how small town life can be even worse than city life because if everybody knows everybody, so everybody knows everybody's sins or perceived sins or what have you. So this young man's had a rough life so far, and he winds up um, falling in love with a girl named Mary. And something happens to Mary, something bad. And he is harassed by the sheriff, he's harassed by other people in town. The video is very interesting. I think there were 3 different versions of the video. I might be wrong about that. It's either 3 or 2. I'm not sure. But I remember watching the video and being like, what? Because, you see people's videos and you're like, wait a minute. The actor that played the dad, and sorry, not the dad, the sheriff in the video for Hazard was actor Robert Conrad, which some of you might know from High Mountain Rangers. Some of you might even remember him from Black Sheep Squadron or Baba Black Sheep. I think it was called both of those. Or you might remember him as being the guy that had the battery on his shoulder and he was daring you to knock it off. Hazard is a really great song. It's really creepy without being like scary, It's not creepy in a horror movie way. It's creepy in that sometimes the monsters don't have masks and fangs and they're not 8 feet tall. Sometimes the monster is the guy next door kind of thing. It's a really good song. You should check it out if you've never heard it. All right. This one, I'm going to admit, this is going way back. And folks in the vinyl community probably know this song because y'all listen to some weird stuff. No offense intended. Love you. My kisses. The song is called Timothy, and it's from a group called the Buoys, as in that little thing that floats in the water, buoys. This song was written by Rupert Holmes. Now, Rupert Holmes is the guy that gave the world the Pina Colada song. Blech. Sorry. Got reacting. Sorry. The record label for this band, the Buoys, were basically like, we want something controversial. Because as Eric Bischoff titled his book, controversy creates cash. And it can also create, you know, news. If you have a song that's controversial, people are going to talk about it. They'll talk about it more if it gets banned because, ooh, the second something gets slapped with a parental advisory label, that ups it in sales because kids think this will piss off mom and dad. You all did it too. Don't deny it. So Rupert Holmes decided, you want controversial? Okie dokie. And we get Timothy. Timothy is a song about a mine collapse. No, it's not like that other, have you seen my daughter, Mr. Whatever the heck, have you seen my husband and all that, Mr. Jones mine disaster of whatever the heck the Bee Gees did. I'm sorry. I know TC's probably going to put in some words down here to say what I'm trying to say, but it's not that song. The story of the song is there are three individuals that are trapped in this mine: the singer, Joe, and Tim. When they are freed from the mine, when the mine is, is broken into and they're rescued, there are two individuals, the singer and Joe. The whole point of the song is what happened to Timothy, because the singer says that they cannot remember what happened to Timothy, but their stomach is full. Now, I really don't need to draw lines here, right? This song it's about cannibalism, or at least it's sure inferring the hell out of the fact that it's about cannibalism, that something happened and that Joe and the singer committed a horrible act and devoured Timothy to stay alive. So when this record was delivered to the studio and it was released, the studio heads went, holy shit, we've just released a song that pretty much is about, we think, cannibalism. And they did what people in suits do in these sort of situations. They panicked. And they said, oh, no, 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 no. It's not about cannibalism. Calm down. Mothers, stop clutching your pearls and stuff like that. Timothy, according to the people, according to the suits, was a mule. Okay. Sure. Why not? Because mules often went into coal mines. What? I mean, I'm sorry. I grew up in the suburbs of Massachusetts. I have never been in a coal mine. I know people used to use canaries in coal mines to detect for poisonous air and stuff like that. Good luck getting a frickin' mule in a coal mine, I would think. And anyway, Joel Robinson of Mystery Science Theater 3000 said that Timothy was a duck. Oh, sorry, Taryn. I hope it wasn't a relative of yours. If Joel said it was a duck, then it's a duck. It's not a duck. But draw your own conclusions, because the suits said one thing and the band was like, hey, we did the song fast. The last song that I want to bring up that makes you go, is a song that more people had to have heard. I wish more people knew this song, because I didn't know this song until TC introduced it to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, where has this song been all my life? This song is amazing. It's a song from Helen Reddy. Now, a lot of people know Helen Reddy for the terrific song I Am Woman, and, a lot of her other work, and that she was in Pete's Dragon, which we won't talk about. And she was also in Airport as the singing nun, not the Dominique singing nun, the other one. This is a song called Angie Baby. And I don't want to give away everything about this song. I want you to go listen to the song. I want you to listen to all the songs that I bring up today. I hope you will. Angie Baby is an incredible piece of work, and Helen Reddy's voice takes the listener on this wild, insane journey. And the fact that this song has not been made into a short film yet boggles my mind, because this song just screams to be made into a short film. The story of the song, which, like I said, I don't want to give the whole thing away, is about a girl named Angie who is, as the song says, you're a little touched, Angie baby. Angie's parents have taken her out of school. The only thing that Angie seems to love the most is her radio, that she keeps with her all the time, and she listens to her music and has these incredible fantasies about lovers that visit her at night through the songs and dance her across the floor, but they disappear when her dad knocks on the door. The story gets a little darker when a young man who has bad intentions comes to Angie's house when he knows her parents aren't there. And then this song shifts right into WTF, but it's so damn good. And you get to the end of the song and you're like, what really happened in that bedroom? I know what I think happened. And it's the fact that I think that Angie's baby is a very special person, in the Wanda Maximoff kind of special, if you're an MCU fan. And I'm going to be a bitch and be like, that's all I'm going to say about that, because I want you to go listen to this song and tell me if you think who, or more accurately, what Angie is. So, those are the 5 songs that I feel like are the best examples of things that make you go, or songs that make you go, And those would be Yearbook from Hanson, Hazard from Richard Marx, Ode to Billie Joe, Bobbie Gentry, Timothy from the Buoys. I don't recommend eating when you're listening to this song. And Angie Baby, Helen Reddy. If you have any other songs that you'd like to suggest, that are songs that kind of make you go, well, I'm not really sure what that song is about, or wow, that song is so weird and I love it, platinumroselle@yahoo.com. Please let me know, and I'll definitely talk about it on my next show. And that's going to do it for another show, Crickets. We're wrapping things up here. So this is Kim from Kim Takes On, and Terrence the Wonder Duck. No, I know Timothy's not related to you. Calm down. I know. I'm sorry. He's very upset. I have to treat him to some extra duck noms tonight. So more duck treats for him. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.